So the recording started. So as always, I'll do the 1, 2, 3, and you're in. Do a little intro, and then we'll get started. Cool.
Cool.
All right. 1, 2, 3, and we're back with Hamza's Corner, featuring none other than the coach of the Goobacks, Mr. Tom. Tom, welcome to the show.
It's good to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem, no problem. I know this is your first time. This is your first time in the corner. Your first time in the corner. So tell us, what is it to you to be in the corner today?
I'm sorry.
What did you say?
The audio's choppy.
No worries. I just said, what does it mean to you to be in the corner today?
Oh, what does it mean to be in the corner? It's an absolute honor. Usually I live by, the saying nobody puts the goo box in the corner, but today's an exception, so I'm excited.
Is it goo bach or is it goo back?
I think it was pronounced goo box. So a funny reason why I changed the team name. Casson was in town, and when we were doing the draft itself, people kept noticing Josh Dobbs and how he looked like the Goo Box from the South Park episode of the Future People. So that's kind of where the name derived from. So I think it's Goo Box, but it might be the Goo Backs. I don't know. I
was totally thinking Goo Backs, like money shot Goo Backs. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. That's definitely one way to think about it. Yeah.
I thought it had to do.
It seems fitting for this group, though. That's for sure.
Deshaun Watson. Yeah. We got a couple.
Yeah.
Team names. So.
Right, two sides of the same coin there.
Oh man, well, it sounds like our audio is doing a little bit better. I can't hear Casson's two girls, 1 cup in the background anymore. Or sorry, not Casson. Joe B's two girls, 1 cup in the background. So we don't have to worry about any trademark infringencies with his audio playing in the background.
Yeah, we're not going to get sued by anybody by some big wig or something.
Yeah. Oh, and I was talking about the girls that made 2 girls, 1 cup. Since that's what he's watching.
Oh yeah.
Man. Well, let's jump right in. Playoffs. I know. The Goo Box had the last couple weeks to rest. You guys were able to get your bearings in a couple. Get some rest in. How are you feeling about that?
I'm a little nervous. I obviously Tyreek Hill's been, my biggest asset, with the exception of Josh Allen, who, I still hate a little bit, but I love him. He got, I think, 29 points this last week, or 30, and I'm just hoping that my big name guys didn't gas themselves out before my actual playoff game, because it was easy to beat a bye week team, but we'll see. I just need everybody to show up.
Well, let's talk about that. You got Josh Allen, you got Tyreek Hill, and then you got Kamara, Kittle. I don't know what Javonte Williams has done, but who else is the big name on your team? Because Taysom Hill's questionable.
Taysom Hill's kind of hit or miss. Kamara, I kind of got lucky with, because when I drafted him, he was, I believe, suspended for the first 4 weeks. So my process on getting him was, it's an investment. It'll pay off in the long run type thing. I'll just have to, hopefully my running backs will grind out and Tyreek Hill can kind of make up for that. A dark horse kind of surprise has been Michael Pittman. He's had a couple of late game touchdowns, just something to kind of go from a 7 points to a 12 or 13 points late in games.
Especially as Indianapolis is, trying to make a run for themselves in that division.
Yeah, and they've had, not a quarterback carousel, but they've gone from Anthony Richardson to Minshew to Richardson again, now back to Minshew. So you just kind of don't know what you're going to get each day, but he's been a little bit of a consistent useful option, especially at the
As
flex
long
spot.
as he's the favorite of either quarterback, it doesn't matter, right?
Right, exactly.
Let's talk about the only Sams because I believe if the only Sams are meant to have a good game if Dallas has a good game. If Dallas has a bad game, then he's got Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, the defense, and it really just depends on who they're playing. They're playing Pittsburgh in week 1 for you guys, which doesn't really bode well for you guys as Pittsburgh sucks.
Yeah.
So it looks good for Sam having those guys, but I mean Jamar Gibbs, he's done quite a number over there as a running back, overseeing, taking over the old Chicago running back. Speaking of which, they play Chicago, who has an abysmal defense this year.
Yeah. That's kind
He's
of.
got this CeeDee Lamb, who's just having a phenomenal year. And then Jalen Hurts, who on any given day could put up between 40 points and 15 points.
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of come to expect that he's going to get a ton of points from Jalen Hurts, anyways. Like, there's just nothing that you can really do about that. As far as, I mean, he's got, Gibbs is Detroit, Pollard's Dallas, Lamb is Dallas, and then Ferguson, Dallas defense. I mean, he's got a lot of Dallas guys on here. So it's like, yeah, it really comes down, how good Dallas is going to play. I mean,
and who knows if he sets his lineup and changes out Cortland Sutton for Devontae Adams, which who'd have thought Devontae Adams wouldn't be the wide receiver he, was expected to be.
Yeah, that's been. I mean, I wouldn't say a complete surprise, but I don't think a ton of people are super shocked that it hasn't panned out. I mean, it having a good quarterback at the helm makes your life a lot easier, and a good
100%.
coach, and so.
Yeah, and we can all say that I'm pretty sure Raiders have gone through a couple coaches this year, or at least a coach.
Yeah. Oh, I just noticed. So no, Dallas is playing Philadelphia. They're not playing Pittsburgh.
Oh, sorry, they're playing Phil. My bad. That's
unless I'm reading it. Okay, it is Philadelphia.
You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we'll see what happens. Hopefully Philly can just keep the grindstone to them. Yeah.
Either one of the teams is going to come out to be I feel like this is one of those games where either Philly's going to come out to being, the duds that we all thought they were, or Dallas is going to choke as always and make Philly look like they're better than they actually are. So
yeah, it's definitely one of those things where you're kind of waiting for that Dallas shoe to drop, like you're just expecting it, but at the same time, I mean, you watch sports, not just football, but eventually that team does get over the hump.
This is true.
Maybe it's just 1 year, maybe it's a flash in the pan, but we'll see. It'll definitely be interesting, if not good football to watch.
Where do you put your chances at? Where do you put your chances? How are you feeling? You said you're not feeling good.
I'm not. I mean, I'm not super like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna win this, because when I did play Sam's team, I think I only won by 1 or 2 points or something. It wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't like Sam. You won 94-92.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and he, I want to say he had somebody on the field like late in the game. I'd have to go back and comb through our super intelligent group message on Facebook, and I had people telling me, Tom, it's in the bag. I'm like, no, he still has like 3 guys going on the night game, and I only had I think I had like a 30-something point lead or a 40-something point lead, and next thing I know, all of his guys are catching passes and getting handoffs. I'm like, oh no, like here it comes. And yeah, thankfully it just got stopped short. So I feel like it could be anybody's game. Being realistic, obviously I've been preaching defense wins championships, and I got the Lions playing against the Bears. So hopefully the Bears, kick me in the nuts as a Bears fan, but don't kick me in the nuts as a fantasy football.
As a fantasy owner.
Yeah. So
I'll say, I feel better about your chances than I do about mine. I feel Timmy's got A-Chain coming back. Pacheco's been doing really well. Jamar Chase. It depends on, what's going to happen. I know he's got a second string QB thrown in, but Browning has been doing pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He's got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's having a phenomenal year. He's got Hawkinson, who's also, Timmy's team is spiking at the right time. Ramondre Stevenson being out is maybe something that he's concerned about, but all that does is that means he's starting DK Metcalf instead of
right. Yeah.
Darn. So, and Metcalf can put up 5 points, or he could put up 35 points like he did last week, right? So,
yeah.
I can tell you from somebody that's faced him and beat him before 91-86, I never feel comfortable unless I got a 50-point lead on him with maybe one person left to play. Yeah, that I don't have to worry about because we'll know early he's got 4 people playing tomorrow night on Thursday. So.
Oh, that's right. He does.
Ooh. Yeah, he's got. His half his lineup plays tomorrow night when he's got. Unless he's made that change, but I thought I saw in there that he had 4 players going up on Thursday. Or is that?
It is.
No. He's got 4 players playing Thursday, but all 4 of those people are on his bench. So that's Jalen Warren, and then he's got Ezekiel Elliott and Ramondre Stevenson. Yeah. Realistically, if one of his current players, so if Pacheco was all of a sudden ruled out, he's kind of screwed because he's got nobody else to put in there unless he.
There's no backup option. He'd have to.
He could always put AJ Dillon. That's his only other option is put AJ Dillon or Aaron Jones. If Aaron Jones comes back on Monday night, I feel okay with my team. It's just the questionable marks hurt me. I think, Derrick Henry being, I don't know what happened to him at the end of last game. He got carted off or he left the game, but now he's perfectly fine. He doesn't have a concussion. As long as he doesn't have a concussion, he plays the whole game. I think I should be fine. It's Derrick Henry. And he's playing against Miami. So that's a tough matchup. So I don't know what he's going to do. Etienne playing against Cleveland. Anything can happen. Keenan Allen against Denver. I hope he has a great game. A.J. Brown against Dallas. Dallas has a good defense. So realistically, maybe A.J. Brown catches a couple 50-yard touchdowns. Who knows? That's possible.
Yeah.
And then I'm honestly hurting because Schultz, my tight end, has been a godsend for me. And I was hoping in the bye weeks he'd come back. And unfortunately, he got himself hurt. So between him and then Jonathan Taylor being out, I kind of have myself a couple cues on my radar. But IU playing Seattle,
that's game. Yeah, he's definitely a big red zone threat.
Yeah.
I
feel good about my chances, but Timmy's team is looking pretty hefty.
Yeah, Timmy's catching fire at the right moment. I was kind of envious. I'm like, oh man, they're doing all this damage. Like I'm just like my guys are just sitting on the bench, and I'm just praying like stay healthy. Nobody get hurt. Like let's not overdo it. So yeah.
Oh man. Other than that, man, my only question to you is, who would you say is the biggest bitch of the league?
I think that's kind of a given throughout. Even though I do got to give him credit because he gave me the inspiration to change my team name from the Florida State Seminole Vesicles to the Goobocks. And that took a lot out of me. That took, I'm going to pat myself on the back. That took a lot of bravery and encouragement. No, we all lived to give Brian a hard time, and I think he embraces that villain role, that heel role. I'd like to say a good backup to him is maybe Eddie, but Eddie's more of like he just lets it roll off his back. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's out there on the West Coast, California chill, or Arizona. Is that where he's living now?
Yeah, he's in Arizona.
He's somewhere where there's way more sun than there is here.
Back. He doesn't have his gooey.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He looks outside. There's mountains and.
Oh yeah. I will say this: Caston has gotten a lot of heat in Hamza's corner, and I might have to have him on just to defend himself. But at least for now, we're all gonna laugh at his expense, and I know he's gonna laugh too as he's watching this on the shitter. Yeah, we're talking about you, Brian. Enjoy it.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
all right, man. Well, yeah, that's Hamza's corner. Do you have any final, closing remarks?
You know what? I'm just hoping to bring home my first championship. That way I could tell Caston that I got the same number of wins as him. That's my big inspiration. The guy that went from picking Eli Manning in the first round to bringing it full circle.
You've been in the league for 3 years now?
Yeah, I think this is my third year. Before that, I think I helped Matt like co-own or co-manage one of the teams, like, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, clearly.
Still, this is only your third year as like a manager in the recent
I'm the expansion team. I'm like the Vegas Golden Knights, except not as pretty.
I'm one of the originals that I haven't got it. I'm like the freaking Buffalo here. Haven't won a championship. Made it to the chip, never won one. So I think you and I are in the same boat. We're trying to win our first, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah, that's how I think the rest of this is, right? Who's left? You, Timmy, Sam, myself, and that's it, right? Or
Sam and Jeff are like new. So
yeah,
realistically, it's got to be it's got to be one of us.
Yeah.
So we got to stop Timmy. He's the only one that has 2 already, I think, 2 or 3. So.
Oh, Timmy has 2. Okay. Oh, geez. Yeah. He won that Firefighters Bowl against Newman, sponsored by Lifesavers.
Well, if that's the case, and I know he split the championship last year with Steve. He won the Firefighters Bowl, and then he but there was a couple of years ago where he won one too, a couple of years back. So he probably has 3 wins now, going on 4. So we got to stop him for sure. And
that's 3 or 3.5 because he split. Like, who splits? Come on, it's ridiculous. No,
awesome, man. Well, thank you for joining us here at Hamza's Corner. We appreciate having you. And hey, drive safe. Have a good night.
You too, Hamza. Thanks for having me, man.
All right. And this is usually the point where I cut it.